the party master on Up and Go, The Bridge, 99 FM.
Believe it or not, we're at day number 30 in the month of November. Today being the final day in the month of November. Come tomorrow, it will be the start of a brand new month, the month of December, which has Christmas and Boxing Day and all of that, and Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Good morning, my friends. My name is Richie B. We welcome you to Up and Go right here on the Bridge 99 FM, broadcasting on frequencies 99.1, 0.3, 0.5, 0.7, and 0.9 on the FM band. My team is in the building, and you're there, here in Jamaica and around the world, locked in at www.thebridge99fm.com. We say good morning on quite a historical day as we make a trek into Canada on this program, on this station. That comes up at 8:45 this morning when Bridge 99 FM will team up with G98.7 FM in Toronto, Canada. And we'll be heard live across the GTA, while we'll also carry their programming live here in Jamaica. Another historical move by the Bridge. Meanwhile, in the Caribbean region, one Caribbean nation has now changed status and has announced that a pop star and businesswoman, one of its nationals, is to be appointed a national hero. All of that and much more coming up in this program. Good morning and welcome. Right now it's 10 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock, and it's time for our headlines across the bridge. And we start with a story from within the region. Fireworks filled the sky over Barbados on Tuesday as the Caribbean island declared itself the world's newest republic, lowering Queen Elizabeth's flag as it severed colonial ties to the British throne to the sound of jubilant gun salutes. Republic Barbados has set sail on her maiden voyage, Dame Sandra Mason said in her inauguration speech as the first president of the country, recognizing the complex, fractured, and turbulent world it would need to navigate. Our country must dream big, and big dreams, and fight to realize them, the former Governor General told those gathered for the ceremony, including Britain's Prince Charles. The new era for the nation of 285,000 ends Britain's centuries of influence, including more than 200 years of slavery until 1834. Addressing the matter during the handover ceremony, Charles acknowledged the mark slavery had left on the two countries. From the darkest days of our past and the appalling atrocity of slavery, which forever stains our history, the people of this island forged their path with extraordinary fortitude, he told the crowd. A long-running pandemic curfew was suspended to allow Barbadians to enjoy festivities, which included projections at various points across the country and large fireworks displays timed to mark the historic transition. The Pride of Nationhood ceremony itself was closed to the wider public, but Barbados' most famous citizen, the singer Rihanna, took place alongside top officials for the event, complete with military parades, a mounted guard of honor, and gun salutes. And back here in Jamaica, the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, is reporting, based on a preliminary review, that the payment system fraud at the entity is around 30 million Jamaican dollars. The matter involves one of the NSWMA's regional subsidiaries, the MPM Waste Management Limited. Reports are that 3 people, including a senior employee, have been separated from the entity. Another is now the subject of an internal disciplinary hearing. At the same time, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency has been called in to investigate the matter. At a press conference on Monday evening, Norman Brown, the chairman of the NSWMA's audit subcommittee, said some $30+ million in payments by the entity is being probed to determine whether the agency got value for money. That's the major concern that we have. In the meantime, Chairman Dennis Chung has declared that the NSWMA will be unrelenting in weeding out corruption. He said the Auditor General is also investigating the matter. According to Chung, the irregularities were uncovered through a new audit system at the public cleansing entity. And we also want to share with you a story out of Guyana. A team of skilled doctors at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation performed several groundbreaking surgeries last week, according to Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony. He said the undertaking of the surgeries is evidence of the transformational development taking place in the public health sector. The surgeries performed were a gallbladder cancer cholecystectomy, and it was a successful operation. The health minister, on behalf of the nation, expressed gratitude to the team of doctors and the entire team that actually worked on that particular surgery. And finally, global stocks and oil prices are falling again after a brief respite Monday from the heavy sell-off triggered by the emergence of the Omicron coronavirus variant. Stocks in Asia Pacific and Europe slid. Dow futures were down 1% and oil prices fell about 2% as more countries reported cases of the variant and imposed new travel restrictions. The mood was also dampened by a warning from Moderna CEO Stephanie Bancel that current vaccines will struggle with Omicron. That brings us to our headlines, the end of our headlines across the bridge. It's now 14 and a half minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. Lots of celebrations in Barbados today. They're now a republic, and they have a president, Dame Sandra Mason. There's a whole lot going down positively in Barbados, and we commend them on this move. We can also share with you that Rihanna is now a national hero in her homeland of Barbados. The billionaire pop star and businesswoman was on Monday night declared a national hero by her country of Barbados, which transitioned from a former British colony to a republic on November 30th, 2021. Rihanna is now the country's 11th national hero, and only two that are alive, herself and Sir Garfield Sobers. The momentous occasion saw the pop singer flying home to Barbados on Monday. The announcement of naming her a national hero, whereby she is the second living national hero, was celebrated widely in her homeland and by fans worldwide. Prime Minister Mia Mottley announced that Rihanna, whose real name is Robin Fenty, would be conferred with the honor of National Hero of Barbados. Mottley, who herself made history as a female prime minister elected to government, congratulated Rihanna. She said, "May you continue to shine like a diamond and bring honor to your nation by your works, by your actions," Mottley told Rihanna in reference to her 2012 hit single, Diamonds. Barbados' only living national hero, as we mentioned earlier, is Sir Garfield Sobers, who was present, as a matter of fact, and we understand he gave Rihanna a nice, tight hug. We do have a proverb of the day that we want to share with you, and I think you're going to find this one interesting this morning. In fact, the proverb of the day today, first I want Richie to play it so you can hear it, and then I'll give you the translation and the meaning. So, here it is.
Ano intelligence.
What's that?
Ano intelligence.
Book learning, ano intelligence. Translation: book learning is not intelligence. The meaning: just because someone is well educated doesn't mean they have common sense. All right? That's our proverb of the day. And I think we've now found Honorable Matthew Samuda, who's our guest in this segment. Good morning, Honorable Samuda. How are you today?
I'm good, Richie. Morning to you, morning to your listeners.
Thank you so much for joining us at this time. I want to look back at the JLP's conference first of all, and I have to ask, do you think the conference, your 78th, was a success? And if so, why?
Well, I think it's a success. It would have allowed us to reconnect with our membership. It's a party conference at the end of the day. It would have created the platform also for our leaders to tell the country where we are and what we're doing next. it was the first of its kind certainly in Jamaica, in a truly digital setting, but not a digital setting which I think many people say they have these digital conferences, but really and truly they're energetic national addresses. This was a true conference that allowed our delegates right across the length and breadth of the country, from East Portland to Western Westmoreland, to participate, to be seen, to be digitally plugged in. So we had addresses from, MP Moreland Wilson, Western Westmoreland. We had addresses from Omari in East Portland. We had participation in all four of our area councils. We were able to have people clustered as opposed to in groups of 50 within the DRMA, as opposed to, bunching up everybody and risking public health. So we were able to stick within the law and do something that truly gave national participation to our membership. So we're quite happy with it.
Do you have any numbers that you can use in terms of what the, shall we say, attendance was like overall?
Well, our constitution requires a minimum of 500 persons as a quorum to be considered conference and to ratify the elections of our officers, because that's actually what the conference is primarily there for. We would have had 11 locations with 50 persons each to ensure that we were over our quorum in terms of physical link-ups. I know many MPs would have created small viewing sites in their own divisions and constituencies with 10 and 20 people of their core workers in their constituencies. So I wouldn't have those numbers, but at the core, as organized by Party Central, we would have had over 500 persons in 11 sites.
Okay.
Monitored by ADPEM and the Ministry of Health.
Okay. It would have cost you much less, I suspect, with this format, wouldn't it?
It would have cost the members of Parliament less in terms of their own individual mobilization. For Party Central, setting up 11 events versus one. A generator is still a generator, right? Sound is still the sound, screen is still the screen. So not necessarily as less as you'd think, and we did put more energy into the broadcast elements. We also would have had to ensure we have things like Wi-Fi connectivity at a particular speed and bandwidth for 11 locations versus one that we would normally put in. So it's not as cheap as people may think.
Got you. It seemed to have impressed the Prime Minister, though, who, on his arrival at the podium, he commended everyone, all and sundry, for what he thought was a really, really good look. So all of you must be commended. Now, the speech by former Prime Minister Bruce Golding has caught the attention of many, where he basically was encouraging the Prime Minister to use his political capital to take action against those members who continue to embarrass the party and its leader. How do you think that pronouncement was received within the party?
So let me put it this way. All organizations need to have, this is not an official term, but I think a good descriptor, and the Prime Minister used it as well, a council of elders who keep a movement, regardless whether it's political, religious, or social in nature, true to its purpose, true to its history, and committed to the path of development in the case of political organizations. I think that's what former PM Golden would have done in his address, and I think it can do nothing but benefit the party and its membership. I haven't picked up any issues within the membership of the party with what would have been said by Prime Minister Golden. And I think even for Prime Minister Holness, who has used his political capital, I mean, there's no hiding from the fact that political parties will have issues, and we're no exception. We've had issues to contend with, but every single time you've had issues, the appropriate state agencies have been mobilized, and where persons have needed to be separated either from board appointments, executive jobs, or ministerial appointments, it's been done. If you contrast that against the past, that's definitely not the case. We can go case for case. I mean, but I don't think that's where the public really is. What the public wants to be assured of is that A, we're going to do everything in our power to ensure that we reduce incidents of concern. Because not all the issues of concern are necessarily corruption. Some are bad judgment, some are genuine mistakes, some are flawed policy. But there are some incidents of corruption. So what the public wants to know is that A, you're going to do everything in your power to reduce all of the incidents in those categories, and B, whenever someone is in any of those categories, that the appropriate accountability is held. And I think the public will see over the coming months that, yes, Prime Minister will continue in the way that he has governed since 2016, which is why the people would have given him a second chance. But B, will take the words of and the encouragement of Prime Minister Golden and even redouble his efforts in terms of holding us all accountable.
Yeah, something like the transfer of Clarendon Alumina Partners from the mining ministry to the finance ministry. Is that something that would have been discussed heavily at conference, for instance?
Well, it was discussed and it was mentioned. And to note, firstly, the Minister of Finance did touch on it, and even the Minister of Transport did touch on it and did state fundamentally that he agreed with the decision.
Yes, I saw that.
So to remember the implications of CAP as an entity to our financial stability are huge. There's they had a fire at Jamaica which would have set us back significantly. But even outside of that and getting it operationally functioning, there are huge concerns, huge issues with how CAP is structured as a government partnership with private sector. And we have some work to do. It hasn't always turned for Jamaicans the way that it needs to, even though it has immense potential to earn US dollars for us. So there's some arrangements to be restructured with it, which I think, quite frankly, it is appropriate for the Ministry of Finance to have it.
Okay. One of the things that the Prime Minister touched on in his presentation was the government intends to build a new high-tech prison. I think he referred to it as a high-tech prison. What can you tell us about that, Minister Samuda? Have funds been identified? How far gone are we down the road towards that accomplishment? So
Jamaica has, had up to recently 11 facilities. We now have 10. We've consolidated 2 into 1, which would have been the closure of the Hilltop facility in Runaway Bay. In St. Anne's Bay side, rather, for juveniles, and consolidated at the Rio Cobre facility with new blocks that we built there. So we have 10 facilities. What we don't have in Jamaica is a modern, high-value prisoner location for those persons who are, serious violence producers who continue to try to run their gangs from prison, who really need to be separated from society and be held in the strongest security. We genuinely don't have that. We have antiquated structures that, yes, do provide some separation, but aren't fit for purpose for 2021 for the level of criminality that we face. We are very advanced in the planning phase for this, and within short order, we'll give a more comprehensive update because of the planning stage and the nature of the security of such a facility. Other than acknowledging that it is indeed a major strategic priority of ours, we wouldn't go into much more detail now.
Okay, all right. So we'll keep listening out for more information. Now, in relation to one of the things that the Prime Minister said, Matthew, it seems members of the audience might have taken him seriously when he mentioned the death penalty for persons found with an illegal firearm. But then he went on to say he was speaking hyperbolically. Do you think that the point was missed, though, when people started applauding him, apparently initially thinking that he was serious?
So I'm not sure it's members of the audience that missed it, or members of the media, or particular interest groups, right? He made it abundantly clear that that's not where we're going, but because of the scourge of guns and the fact that it has inflicted so much pain, hurt, and death on the people of this nation, sometimes he feels this way. And I think we all, in many ways, if we're to be honest with ourselves and we have particular considerations, it's a topic that comes up and is brought to me, certainly in my capacity in security, virtually daily. You're in the streets, you're speaking to people, and it's an issue that is top of mind for Jamaicans because we have those who have no respect for human life, right? And it is an issue that nations globally have dealt with, and it is an issue that is still being dealt with in even some of our more developed partners, right? So there is a discussion to be had about how we see our criminal justice system, how we see our national architecture, our national security architecture and principles. But his feeling of wanting to protect Jamaicans and to truly separate those who would kill willingly and without shame from this earth. I think is an emotion that we all feel, and I think what the Prime Minister would have done would have given an insight into how much we desperately want to get this problem fixed. I mean, it's been with us. I said recently in the Parliament, it has been with us my entire life, whether people want to accept it or not. No one who is under 40, Richie, knows what it is to live in a country that is safe, or that's a country that is not in an emergency. And that's a fact. The statistics are there. You're not worse off than you were 2005 statistically. You're not worse off than you were 1997. But the facts remain, Richie, that we have been in this state for as long as we can remember. And even where you've had successes in particular categories of crime, the murder problem led by gangs, in particular police divisions, has been consistent since 1990. And we've not bailed the cat. The numbers, I mean, you've had years where you've had murders up to 1,600, 2005, 2009, and 2017. You've had 3 years over 1,500 murders. Now, that won't be the case this year, but anything over 500, quite frankly, is nothing to celebrate. There's nothing to pat anybody, and no, for anyone to pat themselves on the back. We have a long way to go, and to not acknowledge the scale of the problem, I think, is one of the reasons we've found ourselves in a particular position.
Yeah. All right, my final question this morning, Matthew Samuda. How prepared are you now for local government elections as a party?
Let me put it to you this way. I think the Prime Minister was very clear that we're not looking at local government elections right now. What I can tell you is that our party's machinery, from the chairman's office to the secretariat to its area council structures, is ready anytime the Prime Minister feels it's appropriate. So I don't know when the next local government elections will be. I don't expect them in short order. But whether they're in 21 days or they're in 2 years, the Jamaica Labour Party will increase its hold on the local authorities.
It seems you're supporting what Bobby Montague said about the fact that they have to treat the leader of the People's National Party well, so that you can get 2 more victories out of him.
Well, Mr. Montague, I think, gave a very strong presentation, and many Labourites share that view. But it is beyond that. The facts remain. Jamaica's electorate is maturing, and Jamaicans' electorate are not fools. Yes. They know that we've come through a very tough time that has crippled some governments. Whereas other countries have to now return to borrowing. Jamaica has not returned to borrowing. No, it doesn't mean we don't have challenges. But I think any objective assessment will say that the government, whether central or local, has performed well in extremely trying times. And the fact is, persons can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And that comes from strong leadership. And I have no doubt that people, when they objectively sit to assess, even though there are challenges and persons at the domestic household level will be having a hard time, as we all are, they will say the better choice for leadership in this country is the Jamaica Labour Party.
We heard you, Senator Honourable Matthew Samuda. Thanks for your time this morning. Have a good day.
Thank you, Richie. Thank you.
All right. And you will recall, listeners, that we had Mark Golding on yesterday, and we had intimated at the same question. And you remember what he had to say about that. He obviously sees it quite differently from how Bobby Montague might have put it. And he actually went on to say that he intends to have a strong showing in the upcoming local government elections and then to take the nationals thereafter. So it's like he was saying, them can go on talk. Right now, it's 16 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. That's the sound, ladies and gentlemen. Call me right now, 876-676-4996. If you can identify our secret sound, you can win all of that cash this morning here on Up and Go on the Bridge. So, let's get our first call up in here. Good morning, you're on the air. Hello.
Morning.
Morning, sir.
It sounds like a tiger cat.
A tiger? No.
Yeah, tiger cat.
It's not a tiger. Oh boy, A for effort, bro, but definitely not getting the winnings. Not getting the right answer at all. 876-676-4996. The secret sound game is on. It's a dual currency giveaway. People are trying desperately, but they're not coming up with the answer. Let's play the sound one more time as you get the calls together. Here it is. What does that sound like? All right, DJ Adley, you can't stop now. I think every time you play it, you're trying to figure it out yourself.
You know that, right?
That is why. But I'm trying to figure it out also, and I'm not coming up with it. Good morning. You're on the air. Welcome. Hello.
Good morning, Richie.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay. What is your answer to the secret sound game?
Is it the Komodo dragon?
It's not that dragon that you described at all. I'm so sorry. Not the right answer. Are you telling me, thank you, have a good day. You're telling me that we're going to have to add another $99 because nobody, OMG. This is beating everybody once again. Not that we're not having fun while not that we're not having fun, but it would be more fun. Let's put it this way. It would be more fun if we were able to declare you a winner. And so just listen to the sound once again and try to identify it. What sound is that? The entire nation is trying to figure it out. 27 now before the hour of 9 o'clock. We play again tomorrow morning at 8:30. The Secret Sound game will be on with $99 US and 4 times $99 Jamaican at that time. 15 minutes now before the hour of 9 o'clock. The same time here in Kingston, Jamaica. The same time in the tri-state area. But more particularly, it is the same time in Canada, in Toronto, Canada, where Bridge 99 FM now joins G98.7. As we say good morning to the hosts in the morning time, Jay Martin and Red. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning, Richie B. Wagwan, Papa.
Wagwan. I'm good,
this.
and I'm happy to be making this connection with you this morning for the first time. How is it in Toronto this morning? Getting cold yet?
Freezing.
Yes,
No, don't tell me that.
Freezing.
Yes. Very cool.
There must be a way that we can send some of the sunshine that we're enjoying in Jamaica to you, man. Trust me.
Oh, trust me, you are definitely with the music. It's -2 degrees, and you just got this voice like, you sound like God.
Built for
Right?
radio.
Doesn't it sound good? Like, hello.
in the morning.
Right?
I love it, Richie B.
I'm
You're
going
idle,
to recommend to Mr. Gary Gunter that you both get a promotion for that compliment I just got right away.
Right away.
But this is a good look.
What fruit is in season? What fruit is in season before we continue?
Food.
Right.
Fruit.
Listen, man. The last time I stopped at the market stall, I got everything I wanted. I got my melons, I got my papaya, I got my oranges, ripe bananas. Right now, I could send a whole bunch of bananas to you because one of my friends stopped by on the weekend and gave me, in addition to what I had purchased Friday, he stopped by and gave me a whole bunch of ripe bananas. So you know that's too much for a small family. So
Wow.
that's something I have to figure out how I can get some to you as well.
Most definitely. You know, we don't know anything about ripe bananas here. We get them when they're green, and then by the time they go ripe, they really don't go ripe. They spoil.
They spoil.
Yeah.
Speaking of spoiled, Richie B, I can't lie. During our first meeting that we had online, you got pulled over by the police, and it was hilarious.
So I do have.
And we need to know why that
I
happened.
need to make a confession.
Okay.
And give an apology. I was driving through Halfway Tree, and I'm on this Zoom call with Red and Jay Martin and Mr. Gunter, my managers here, Bobby and Sin, and other members of our team. About maybe 20 of us or so on that Zoom call. And whilst going through Halfway Tree, I was trying to speed up to get through the traffic light before it changed from green to amber and then on to red. But somebody in front of me kind of slowed down as if he was trying to make up his mind because there were some police officers right there. So he maybe didn't want to break the rules. And it turns out that I ended up now stopping on the pedestrian crossing.
Wow.
And I'm on the phone. I don't want the police to see that I'm on the phone in my Zoom call. I wound down the window on his aggressive instruction. And so I wound down. And then he says, "Why are you on the pedestrian crossing? Is it because you're on because he already picked up now that I'm on the phone. And he started to reprimand me, as you would have heard. My phone screen now. I'm trying to grab the phone to
Wow.
not to make him see that I was on the phone, but to see if I can turn the volume down so you guys wouldn't hear.
Wow, it was hilarious. As we
And,
watched you get pulled
and
over.
then I pulled the mask down, and he recognized it was me, and he kind of beckoned me to go on my.
I was waiting for that part. When did he know it was you?
Yes, I pulled the mask down, and he recognized me, and he allowed me to proceed. So when I came back on the Zoom call now, I simply said, guys, I was not arrested. Everything is all right. You remember that, right?
I remember you saying, driver, don't stop a car. I kept going through the intersection. Go to you,
Well,
Red.
this is a great intro. We're so happy and so excited to work with you. Bridge 99 FM, all the way in Jamaica. And when you said halfway tree, you just brought back great memories for me. So we're going to link up again. Keep it right here. But right now, let's go to some music. Buju, Driver. This one's going out to you, Richie B.
Thank you.
Nothing like good vibes. DJ Fresh and Sia, Good Comfort. The time right now, 8:54 in Toronto. It's G98.7. Great music is what we do. And of course, we're bridging it up with Richie B all the way in Jamaica. We're so jealous right now.
We get a way to get you down here sometime soon. Don't worry about it.
For sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
for
We're
sure.
all
You can
about
hold
it.
me to that.
Myself and Jay Martin. Well, you were just there, Jay.
I was just there, and I'll be back soon.
Right. So, I mean, I'm not too sad for you. I won't cry for you, but
You might want to escape some of the snow, Jay. I don't know.
Yes?
Yeah.
I will be.
yeah, we're loving this connection, of course. G98.7, Red and Jay Martin, and we're bridging over to Richie B in Jamaica. This is really good because we have a lot of Caribbean people here, a lot of Jamaicans, so everyone's calling in. Don't forget, you can text us for your shout-outs, 416-860-0987. Show some love, and if you have family members in Jamaica, in Kingston especially, then you can shout them out. There's nothing like a Kingston Christmas. I got to say, Richie B. I've been there for Christmas one time.
Yes.
I've been there many times, but there's nothing like Christmas in Kingston. It's magical. It's special.
Something about it. Oh, yes.
And, this has been an experience, bridging two stations together. This has been definitely an experience. Red, Jay Martin, and Richie B all the way in Jamaica. What say you, Jay?
It's historic, people. We're making history right now. And I love the vibe. I love the fact that my family can listen and watch me over there, and we can hear them over here. It's perfect. What do you think, Richie B?
I'm loving it, really and truly. We're already doing it with New York City with Ira Jam Radio 3 times a week on this program, and now with you 2 times a week, Tuesdays and Fridays, I think it is, 8:45 to 9:15. It really is really the world is now such a small place with technology, and we're really basking in that. And it's the first station doing it like this out of Jamaica, and so we feel very, very special. And I'm getting messages. People are loving the vibe. They can't wait for us to rejoin for Friday morning when we're going to do it all over again.
And what's sweet about it is there's no visa required.
None whatsoever.
Embassy.
None whatsoever. No lining up at the embassy or anything like that.
Beautiful. Let's talk about, let's share our Instagrams. How about that? So we can really connect our listeners. Of course, our station at G98.7 FM. Jay Martin, what's yours?
Mine is Jay Martin Comic. Just go to Jay Martin Comic and you'll find it.
He's
All
a comedian,
right.
so in case you didn't know, always jokes are not necessarily free all the time. But, no. And of course, mine is at Red in Da City, D-A City, because the was taken up. So at Da City, Red in the City. And also, you can check out our DJ at DJ Ritz. He's always bringing the heat. You missed the mix earlier. We had a quickie, and then we had a mix at 8 o'clock. So it was a packed morning.
All
and
right.
what's yours, Richie?
It's at Richie B _up and go. And of course, we're live on the air on 99 on the FM band. We're also streaming at www.thebridge99fm.com. Allow me just to say a quick one to, who is it from now? It is good morning to my friend Carol Cook and her family in Scarborough, Toronto. And happy birthday to my cousin Dave, coming from Naomi, a.k.a. Patsy in Toronto. That's the last one for me. It was really great having you guys this morning. And we look forward to joining you again on Friday morning.
On Friday, the Freestyle Friday is going to be a vibe. Make sure you keep it locked, folks.
Take
Definitely.
care. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of your show. Much love.
You too. Enjoy that sunshine, and we'll enjoy the snow.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Red and Jay Martin, ladies and gentlemen. First time we're doing it. And that was fun, I tell you. It's 15 and a half, make that 17 and a half minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock. 9:33 is the time. A lot of talk about Omicron. What's it? Omicron. Yeah. You saw where President Biden actually said that in the U.S. he says, he doesn't anticipate any additional travel restrictions. The president said that there is cause for concern, but not a cause for panic, is what the president of the United States is saying. But as it is now, the CDC, we understand this morning, is recommending that persons in the United States, like all U.S. adults, should actually now contemplate or consider, or in fact go ahead and get their booster shots. So that is the new order of the day. Adults who have been vaccinated are now being told, hey, go get a booster shot just to be safe. Oh boy. And the drug companies are saying that they're working on some treatments, but we see where Pfizer is saying through their CEO that their antiviral pill was in fact designed with mutations in mind. So even though Omicron is being reported to have some 30 or so mutations, Pfizer is saying that the antiviral pill that they are coming out with should give a high level of confidence, as they put it, against Omicron. Giving you updates, we keep you informed, we keep you educated and entertained. That is what we do best. Welcome to Up and Go, none other than my good friend Omari. Good morning, Omari.
Good morning, Richie. What's up, my brother?
What's up, boss?
I'm good, boss. I'm good. Good to hear your voice, man.
Same here, Omari. And it's been a while. How have you been doing, bro?
Bro, God is good, bro. I've been good. My family's good. Kids good. So I'm good.
And you're keeping active even amidst the pandemic. Have you been recording, keeping active musically?
Yes, I've been doing a lot of recording. I haven't really started some new music yet, but I've been quite a bit of time recording new material, kind of breaking, expanding, my sound and expanding, because there's a lot of different ideas that I've been holding back for so many years, because, we kind of grew up in a society to say, boy, if this is not the sound, then it's not going to work. But, I can't fight myself anymore, especially through the pandemic. Mm-hmm. I've been becoming so much more creative and expanding, what the Lord has really placed inside of me. So, you guys can look up for that more music coming.
So you're still pushing the boundaries. Give us a little bit more meat on that matter. What it sounds like you're saying is, yes, we're accustomed to traditional sounds in terms of, say, gospel music. But is it right that your music, new music coming out will have a slightly different complexion? And if so, what can we expect?
Well, yeah, definitely. We will still be doing a lot of our reggae music, dancehall type of vibe, the more, criminal type of vibe, like what I did with Kukudu, Thank You, Jesus. But, I for many years, Rich, I've had some songs that I've written, but these songs, when I wrote them, they were not inspired, they were not given to me in the form of doing it in a reggae form. A lot of it was almost like 80s Earth, Wind and Fire sound and those stuff. I kept getting a lot of these sounds. Mm-hmm. So since I shifted to the US, the Lord has allowed me to run into a lot of different kind of producers, and John FX was one of them, and John FX is just such a creative guy. Mm-hmm. John FX always one of those guys who's always pushing the boundaries in music. Mm-hmm. Even as a Jamaican, he always pushes the boundaries when it comes on to music because he's so creative. And me and John FX and a couple of the producers linked up, and they got something out of me that I knew was there but didn't know how to get it out. So a lot of those sounds, you're going to hear a lot of different type of sounds coming from Omari.
Mm-hmm. I can attest. I understand where you're coming from. I remember years ago, the late Adrian Robinson took me into a recording studio. He's a former broadcaster and also owned an advertising agency. And he had me to voice a commercial. And when he instructed me on how he wanted me to deliver, I also at the time said to myself at the end, I didn't even know that I could use my voice like that. And so that's the kind of feeling that you're getting now working with people like a John FX and so on, who are allowing you to further push those boundaries.
Yes, to push those boundaries. And it's very important for us to really, because let me tell you something, God has invested quite a bit in every human being. There's a wealth of investment that the Creator has put in us. And a lot of times we limit ourselves based on our spaces. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we don't, because of the spaces that we're into, sometimes it limits our potential to really, because I always say one of my main things is always that when I die and go to meet my father, I want to go up empty. I want to fulfill everything that he placed within me. Mm-hmm. All the creativity, all the words that are supposed to live in the earth, I want to leave it here. I don't want to take it with me when I die. Mm-hmm. So I made a deliberate decision to say, you know what? Even though when I was in Jamaica, a lot of people was discouraging me. No, Omari, you can't do that. You're a Jamaican. No, Omari, know that I'm not necessarily there in the flesh, because I'm not necessarily residing there right now. It has expanded my way of thinking and expanded even my creativity for me to tap into a lot more of the potential that I had within me. So, listen, it is a brand new experience for me, and I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, sounds good. And it will be reflected in the music that you'll be giving us going forward. So is it works now toward completing an EP or an album, or just putting some singles together one after the other?
Yes, I'm working on an EP right now, working on a brand new EP. And you people can look out for it next year. That is the plan, to release a new EP. Right now we're in the mixing and the tweaking phase, and so on. So people can really look out for something new. An EP. I'm not putting out an album. I'll be releasing an EP.
Okay. So just to get it right then, Omari, how should we refer to you going forward? Should we categorize you as a gospel artist or some other categorization? Let us hear from you.
Well, no, I'm a gospel. I'm definitely a gospel artist. But the gospel has many different facets.
Yes.
The gospel is not just telling people that Jesus is going to come back one day, which that is a fact. But the other side of it, while we're in the earth, there's a lot of other things that we have to deal with. There are many facets to who God is. It's not just about him coming back, but while we're here, we have to encourage unity. We have to encourage love. We have to encourage everything that makes up cause the human being to be functional, effective. Mm-hmm. We have to address those situations. So I remember when I did this song with Beenie Man, a song called Love and Peace. Some people had a problem like, Omari, how you must do a song with Beenie Man? Mm-hmm. And I had to say to them that, listen, did the Bible says that the rain fall upon the just and the unjust? Mm-hmm. So why is it that we are singing a song about unity? And the reason why I use that statement to them is to tell them that, listen, a country that is going through crime and violence, if me and Beenie Man come together to speak one message, which is unity, it is showing that every facet of the society is facing the same problem. Both the church and the unchurched is facing the same problem of crime and violence. So when we come together as one to say, listen, the voice of a Beenie Man who in the middle of the song he said, are the Christian alongside the Rasta. Oh. We're coming with one message saying that, listen, both the Christian and the Rasta has a problem with the crime and violence. Let's get together. Let's deal with more unity into the nation. Mm-hmm. And that is what we have to understand, that we cannot be one-sided when it comes down to who the character of God is. God deals with the whole man. He deals with everything that makes up the human being. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit down and wait on R. Kelly to come and chill my wife when God gives me a voice. That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
Why should I wait on R. Kelly to come and tell my wife, oh, she's beautiful, when God gives me a voice? Why is it that love is from God? God created the institution of marriage. When I go on a date with my wife, I don't want to be playing No Behold the Lamb. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to be balanced as believers. We have to be balanced as the church.
Yeah.
We have to become complete. It cannot be one-sided as the church. So we have to be complete so we can reach the complete man and not just a part of him.
I hear the passion in your voice, and I hope that there are believers who see it the way you do, because it's well reasoned and a quite a balanced approach that you're taking. I understand, Omari, that you've put together a Christmas collaboration. I'm interested to hear about it. I understand that we just got the song not too long ago, and we might be able to play it also. But what can you tell us about this collabo?
Well, this song was produced by Danny Brown. Done on Danny Brown's Christmas album, How We Celebrate Christmas. You know, there's a lot of other different gospel artists that did that is actually on this album. But this song was done with me, myself, and Shepherd. And you know, we did this song quite a long time now. But you know, in Christmas carol doesn't get old in Christmas. So you know, this song is one of my favorite songs to sing during the Christmas period. You know, so Yeah.
Thank you for providing us with another option leading into Christmas this year. Family doing all right, you said, right?
Family is doing good. Everybody's doing well.
And you still express yourself and obviously quite motivated in terms of your musical journey. Great catching up with you this morning, Omari, and I wish you all the best. If we don't get a chance to talk before the end of the year, enjoy the season and all the best for 2022.
Okay, my brother. God bless you.
God bless you too. Bob Marley Biopic set to chronicle the making of Exodus' classic album. It will focus on the creation of his iconic Exodus album in the 1970s. The film's director, Renaldo Marcus Green, who is still riding a wave of success of his latest movie, King Richard, opened up about the direction the film would take. From the looks of it, the biopic will focus on Marley's life after the 1976 assassination attempt at his 56 Hope Road base in St. Andrew. After that shooting, Bob Marley flew to London to get away from the politics, and there he also created one of his critically acclaimed albums, Exodus. That shooting occurred on December 3, 1976. And the bullets grazed Marley's chest and his arm was hit. His wife Rita and manager Don Taylor were also injured in the attack, and 7 heavily armed men carried out that assassination attempt on Bob Marley. And today he's still, after all the achievements internationally, still not yet named a national hero in the country of his birth. Well, the making of the album will also feature in the movie, we understand. Exodus was the iconic reggae star's 9th studio album and was first released in June 1977 through Island Records. According to Mr. Green, that period of Marley's life would be the perfect window to look into the legend's life. He added that he felt this way because it was in a period where the artist is forced to reflect upon his roots and the international reach of his love message to humanity. All right, so we can look out for that production to start soon as the biopic focusing on the creation of the iconic Exodus album of the 70s is going to be getting underway soon. We see where Chris Como is in a spot of bother. His brother has already been chased out of his post in New York. And that's Andrew Cuomo. And now Chris, who hosts a very popular program on CNN, he's now being investigated in a big way, and it is already being said that it could put his high-profile cable TV job in peril, and it's related to his brother's problems, because it turns out that they have discovered now through investigation a whole trove of text messages and investigative interview transcripts that have now become public, courtesy of the Attorney General Letitia James. And it is showing a whole lot of involvement that persons didn't even realize that Chris was so involved in trying to help his brother to get off those charges. So it seems that he was making calls, even to journalists, basically asking them, hey, what information do you have? Who are you talking to and what are they saying? Thousands of pages of additional transcripts and exhibits were released by the Attorney General. And it is said we will be having conversations and seeking addition. This is what CNN is now saying, that they'll be having conversations and seeking additional clarity about their significance as it relates to those pages of documents and transcripts as they relate to CNN over the next several days. So Chris Como, 51 years of age, he has not said much on his show on CNN, where he's actually employed on a $6 million a year contract. But we wonder what might happen to that contract depending on what pops up in those transcripts. We didn't take time to say congratulations to Lionel Messi. We predicted it yesterday morning.
You know what? You said it, yeah.
Yeah. I thought that Lewandowski might have given him a run for the money, but we all, at the end of it, we felt that Messi would have taken it, and he did. Yeah. So Lewandowski actually, would you say, came in second?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay. We also thought that Salah was one of those contenders, and maybe Benzema. But at the end of the day, it was all Lionel Messi. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Chelsea, the club of the year for the as far as the Ballon d'Or is concerned. To the keeper, Donnarumma, winning the Yashin Trophy. Congratulations to the female counterpart of Messi in this Ballon d'Or situation here, Alexia Putellas, winning the female Ballon d'Or. And yeah, I'm going to do some research on her. Robert Lewandowski has won Striker of the Year, so he didn't walk away empty-handed. And Pedri, he actually won the Copa Trophy. So congratulations to all the connections. Big ups to the football, the schoolboy footballers here, and all of footballers in the Premier League. And want to say big ups also to the Reggae Boys. And we certainly hope that they will continue to improve and win some matches, because we really want them to make it to Qatar for the next World Cup. So we're talking about Chris Gayle. Chris Gayle, in an interview recently, basically stated that it's doubtful, he said, that you'll see me playing for West Indies again in international cricket. And he basically is now seemingly focused on getting a date and making arrangements for a farewell match at Sabina Park. Now, that in itself is causing a lot of issues, especially amongst some journalists that I've seen within the Caribbean region who think that it's not what the West Indies, CWI should really be doing. But it looks like they are going ahead with a planned a departure match for Chris Gayle at Sabina Park. We're waiting to hear about it. I would definitely want to be want to be one of those who attends such a match in respect to this great Jamaican cricketer. He was asked whether or not he'd be at the T20 World Cup in Australia, and he says, to do what? Sing and dance? So that's what Chris Gayle said to the reporter when he was asked, will you be at the World Cup? He says, to do what? To sing and to dance? I must that. But in all seriousness, he went on to actually say that I will be in Australia one way or another, because I haven't been there for some time, and the World Cup is going to be in Australia, so I will be there. But as for playing cricket, he says, nah, it's not going to be happening, because he's not looking at performing again or playing for the West Indies in international cricket. However, he is looking forward to his farewell match. And we understand that it is now said that the match could be against Ireland. But frankly speaking, it doesn't even matter the team that he'll be playing against. Or I'd want to go to see him in that final match. What about you, DJ Audley? Wouldn't you take the trek to Savannah Park?
Yeah, man, definitely.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
If it's even one more 6 more, I see him lick on a pitch. Trust me.
You're officer that.
Yeah, man. Can you imagine if he did 6 sixes on the farewell match? Yo.
Record broke.
They'll be calling him to play again for the West Indies.
He would have to come right back out of retirement.
Morning, Chris Gale. And big respects to you, bro, and all the contribution that you've made to the glorious game. I'd like to thank Matthew Samuda, Senator, Honorable Matthew Samuda, who was my guest at 8 o'clock this morning. Mavado is having a birthday today, ladies and gentlemen, and that is how we're going to close the show today with a couple of songs from Mavado. All the Mavado fans, we already took time to big up Sanchez in a segment earlier. And we want to say big ups to David Brooks on his birthday today. Mavado, from all your fans, from us here at Bridge 99 FM. We salute you, sir. And we know that you have given us some really, really big songs in your time. Sometimes I believe he's a little underrated, but he's definitely a hit maker. And we say salute to the great David Brooks, a.k.a. Mavado. We had a Canadian connection with, of course, G98.7 and Bridge 99 for half an hour earlier, and that was really a segment that we enjoyed. Thank you for listening. Thanks to my team here in the studios, and most of all to our listeners. Thank you for being a part of the experience this morning. And just to leave you with these words, when wealth is lost, nothing is lost. When health is lost, something is lost. When character is lost, all is lost. Queen Elise Kelly is already in the building. We say, morning, Mama Elise. Much love every time. And she takes over with Untangled in just about 7 minutes from now. Thanks again for listening. Have a great day today. Be safe, spread some love, and follow the protocols as we try to stay on top of this pandemic.
Richie B, the party master, on Up and Go, the Bridge 99 FM.